I found some tapes. Hey everybody, Lindsay here, and I am back. I am back with a VHS haul. Yeah, for Valentine's Day, I went thrifting and found a lot of tapes. I didn't expect to find this many tapes because I'd been to some of these places before and they just had like a smattering of VHS about in different booths and stuff. But now these places, upon revisit, have whole sections of VHS. I don't know if they maybe got a huge collection in or something like that, but there was a shit ton of VHS at these two places. So we do have quite a few tapes. I don't know how many. It's not 56. Oops, I forgot to shut my phone off. It's not 56 like we found in the mountains, but there's a baker's dozen at least. So without further ado, let's get started. I don't even know what I'm gonna pull out of this first bag. When I was at these places, if I saw something that even caused me to take it off the shelf and give it a closer look, I bought it because it was like a nickel. So we might get some really weird stuff. We might just get some why the fuck did you pay even a nickel for that stuff? Let's find out. All right, this is a good first one to start on. And I actually did watch this the other night after I picked it up because I'm like, I've never seen this movie before. I'd never heard of it, but I have heard of the people who are in it. So our first tape is Johnny Handsome, starring one Mickey Rourke, and Morgan Freeman, and Ellen Barkin, and Lance Henriksen.
We'll take him out big when the time gets right. You really think you're gonna get even with me?
Now this movie kind of tricked me though, because I popped it in expecting to see this face right here. This is Mickey Rourke before he became Mickey Rourke. So I expected him to look like this. And instead he looked like this. Yeah, plastic surgery, plot lines, reconstructive surgery, secret identity kind of stuff. And you can see on the front of the box it says, "Revenge has a new face." And he gets a new face. And it's that face. And there's a pull quote on the front from Gene Siskel of Siskel and Ebert saying, "2 thumbs up. A powerhouse ending. I'd like to see it again." That's a pretty good review, I would say. Let's read. I need water. Fuck. Goddamn dry mouth. Mickey Rourke stars as the main character Johnny Sedley in this high-energy action movie. Action movie's debatable. There's some action scenes, but I'd call this more of like a crime thriller type of thing. High energy action movie directed by Walter Hill, who did Red Heat and 48 Hours. So there's some cred there. Johnny was born severely deformed and makes his living as a small-time criminal. During a robbery, he and his best friend Mikey are double-crossed by their partners. Mikey is shot and killed, and John takes the rap for the robbery and goes to prison. There, thanks to a sympathetic surgeon. Oh, by the way, he's played by Forrest Whitaker.
How would you like a new face?
I forgot to mention that. Did I forget to mention that? I might have said it. I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways, there, thanks to a sympathetic surgeon, he receives a new face. That face. Finally, John is released on parole. Seeking revenge, he makes a daring and desperate gamble to get even in this electrifying tale of intrigue and betrayal. And this is a Mario Casar, Andrew Vajna produced feature. It's a Kuroko film. You see a lot of canon films getting praise, but check out that Kuroko that's hard to say. Kuroko library. There's some good stuff in there. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And Ellen Barkin is really good in this. She's really good. It's kind of a drag through the middle. The action scenes at the beginning are amazing. They're amazing. It starts out on such a high note with the action, and then we go into this drama about him fixing his face, and Morgan Freeman's this cop who knows he's bad, and he doesn't matter that he's got a new face. It's not because he was ugly that turned him into a criminal. He's just bad in his soul, according to Morgan Freeman. So he's just waiting for him to pull another job.
I know who you are, and I know what you are.
And he ends up pulling another job. Ellen Barkin and Lance Henriksen, who are the bad guys, they don't know who this is. They don't know who this is. They think he looks like this. They don't know this guy. So they plan a robbery with this guy, thinking it's not that guy. And, well, they find out in the end, and they get their comeuppance. Ellen Barkin gets it pretty damn bad, too. Oof. Next up, again, a movie I had never seen. When I first looked at the spine, I thought it was like a music video VHS tape. You know, they put out bands' music videos or concerts and things like that on VHS tape as well. And that's what I thought it was, something just with music on it. But no, it's a movie. And it stars Michael Brandon, I don't know who that is, and Martin Mull. And it's called FM.
The entire staff of Q Sky, Los Angeles, are now going on strike.
And it says, no static at all, featuring music by Steely Dan. A movie centered around the music of Steely fucking Dan.
We got the best damn station there is. That's not the point. What is? Profit.
There's a pull quote on the back, and it says, on the air and off the wall. And that's from Video Movie Guy. Gave it 3 stars. Okay. The back of the box continues to say, Jeff Dugan, played by Michael Brandon, LA's top rock DJ and program director, will do anything in the name of rock and roll. He presides over an eclectic family of coworkers that has blasted QSKY's popularity with listeners into the stratosphere. Despite his successful operational format, Dugan is hit with a blizzard of static when the station's money-hungry corporate officers intervene and attempt to pull the plug on his maverick style. In retaliation, QSKY's DJs lock the doors, pump up the volume, and spin a renegade revolt underscored by a non-stop rock and roll beat. FM reverberates with raucous comedy, chart-topping music, and a breezy style of entertainment all its own. Featuring an outstanding cast and special concert appearances by Jimmy Buffett, Tom Petty, Linda Ronstadt, and REO Speedwagon. This sounds really interesting, actually. It's from 1978, and it's got Michael Brandon, Eileen Brennan, who was in Clue.
This is Mother on Q Sky FM, Los Angeles.
Alex Karras, who has been he was Mongo in Blazing Saddles. Cleavon Little, who was also in Blazing Saddles. Martin Mull, who was in Clue and all sorts of comedy films. Interesting. Color 104 minutes. FM.
Are you listening to Q Sky, my little darlings?
FM. Coming at you soon. At the speed of sound.
All right. Now, what the fuck is this? This is interesting. I forgot I grabbed this one. This one I grabbed because this is what the spine looked like. If you can't see, it just says Blacktop in really big bold letters and then Meatloaf's face. So I was like, what's this? Well, this is Blacktop, Murder on the Move, with Meatloaf a Day and Kristen Davis from Sex and the City. It looks like this was an HBO movie, perhaps, right around the turn of the century, 2001-ish. The back of the box says, he looks like a regular guy until he gets you in his truck, but by then it's too late. When Sylvia deserts her boyfriend at a Roadhouse bar, she needs a ride and accepts one from a friendly truck driver.
Sylvia, come on, I need you!
And accepted a lift.
You got room for one more?
From a stranger.
Sure. Climb on in.
But Sylvia soon discovers that this is no ordinary truck, and no ordinary trucker. She's hitched a ride on an 18-wheel slaughterhouse and hooked up with a one-man killing machine. Sylvia isn't his first victim, and she won't be his last. But the only thing that can save her now is 4 wheels burning rubber on the blacktop and the boyfriend she left behind. This actually sounds kind of good. I might watch this one next. Blacktop. Murder on the Move.
Meatloaf and Kristen Davis in Blacktop. It's Murder on the Move.
All right. What am I gonna pull out of my bag? Oh! Well, this is timely. I picked this up before she passed away. That's a coincidence. The next tape up is Raquel Welch in Scandal in a Small Town. Raquel Welch, may she rest in peace. Miss Fuzzy Britches.
Maybe she knows. What say there, Fuzzy Britches? Feel like talking?
This one I obviously picked up because it has Raquel Welch in it. And it's a Star Maker tape. I don't have the goal of like getting an entire Star Maker collection, but if I see one, I'm gonna grab it. This came out, looks like in 1991-ish. Stickers. Hate them sometimes, love them most times. I think I addressed that in one of my previous VHS hauls, that like the original rental stickers and things like that, those are fucking cool. This fucking shit is not.
I thought you forgot all about us, Lita Beth.
How could I forget my favorite boys?
Where you been, darling?
Why, just pining after you, sweetheart.
It says she's in for the fight of her life against her own shameless past. Raquel Welch is getting slut-shamed.
Sit down, Lita. Take a break.
Not that I didn't appreciate the compliment, but easy on the merchandise, huh?
The back of the box says Raquel Welch is sexy Lita Beth Vincent. Lita Beth Vincent. A woman ready to fight for what she believes in, but the odds are against her because in this small town, her past is a scandalous legend. Not just a scandalous story, scandalous legend. She's been called every name in the book, and with good reason. Damn. This description is harsh. Once the high school tramp, Jesus, she's now everybody's favorite waitress at the local good time bar. She's not the type of person you take seriously, especially in a small, unforgiving town.
Lita Beth, help me make this shot, will you, huh?
Man, honey, you know how I am at angles. You remember how I was at school.
Yeah, I remember.
Good on.
Hitting the books never was a strong point with you, was it, Lita Beth?
When confronted with the fight of her life, this sexy dynamo challenges the town head-on, forcing them to take notice of their prejudice, proving to all that being sexy is no crime. You know what, Raquel Welch? You are 100% correct. Being sexy is not a crime. Scandal in a Small Town.
A mother haunted by a dark secret.
I don't have any friends anymore.
Now, can she save her daughter?
I'm a good mother.
Raquel Welch, Scandal in a Small Town, Sunday.
Right, up next. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, this is interesting. I'm gonna take, it's not sealed, it just has the shit on there. So I'm gonna take it off so I can read it. Next tape up is, it's really hard to read font, but it says Young Doctors in Love, and there's some people making out on the beach with masks and the little shower cap bonnets they give you when you go into surgery.
Now you look at this face, what do you see?
I see alcohol poisoning and phthisis in the tertiary stage.
Get out. Get out!
I don't want to talk about COVID. I'm having COVID flashbacks from this VHS cover. This looks to be a comedy, I would hope. Yeah, it's an ABC motion picture. Stars Michael McKean, Sean Young, Hector Elizondo, Harry Dean Stanton, Patrick McNee, and Dabney Coleman.
Burns.
Hemorrhoids.
It's directed by Gary Marshall, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. Jesus Christ.
You call that sex? Now let's try it again.
Oh man, there's a lot on the back of this tape. The pull quote on the back says, irreverent, vulgar, sometimes disgusting, and delightfully funny. I loved it, says Gary Franklin from KNXT TV, Los Angeles.
I don't like the way your husband looks.
I don't either, but he's good to the children.
Up and down the pastel-colored corridors of City Hospital, dedicated young men and women in white are falling in and out of love while all around them a mind-boggling array of patients is discovering that bad luck and poor timing has brought them to a hospital where almost no one takes their medicine seriously. Michael McKean is the brash and brilliant Dr. Simon August. He's in love with beautiful Dr. Stephanie Brody, played by Sean Young, who mysteriously contracts a terminal disease, and Simon is the only doctor skillful enough to perform the dangerous operation to save Stephanie. There's just one problem. Simon faints at the sight of blood. Dr. Joseph Prang, played by Dabney Coleman, the dreaded chief of staff, could perform the surgery, except he's too busy chasing the accountant who stole all his money. Chief Nurse Sprocket, played by Pamela Reed, would help, except she's in the midst of a passionate affair with Dr. Phil Burns, who's played by Taylor Negron.
Show me where your mother lives. Yeah, right there. Come on, yeah.
Who has stolen her heart as well as her keys to the drug cabinet. Appearing in cameo roles are stars of daytime television's most popular soap operas. Seemed like that's what they were lampooning. Tom Ligon, Steve Ford, and Michael Damian from The Young and the Restless, and Susan Lucci from All My Children. Can Simon save Stephanie? Will Prang get his revenge? Will Sprocket report Burns? Will these young doctors keep practicing medicine until they get it right? Learn the answers to these preposterous questions in Young Doctors in Love. That was a lot.
I looked in your mouth, checked your breasts, probed every part of your body.
What's wrong with me?
How should I know? I'm a lawyer.
And it's recorded in extended play mode. Sweet. Young Doctors in Love.
It's Young Doctors in Love. There is no cure.
Which one are we gonna pick? This one. Oh shit. Yeah, this one I grabbed because the front of it looks like I thought it was like a tabloid video because of the cover. The cover looks that way. It looks like a tabloid spread. But no, this is Rutger Hauer in The Outsider. That looks like they pulled a paparazzi photo to put on the front of the VHS. And then this art here of this woman laying down. That is a candid paparazzi photo. Sometimes a cop wishes he could forget he's a cop. Oh, poor Rutger Hauer. Again, this shit here. Oh, that's an awful sound. But it's fine. It's not pulling up the cover. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. I know there's like better, safer ways to do this, but I just fucking use my fingernails. It again says on the back of the box, sometimes a cop wishes he could forget he's a cop. Detective Rick Decker, Rutger Hauer, has no problem mixing business with pleasure, especially when the sexy widow of a slain big-time drug dealer becomes a prime suspect. She makes herself completely available to Decker for questioning, and many other things as well! Exclamation point. Pure entertainment value for mature audiences with suspense, romance, and high-speed car chases! Exclamation point. This might be one of my favorite back-of-the-box synopsises ever. The sexy widow of a slain big-time drug dealer. Oh, this looks fun. This is a Rutger Hauer movie I have not heard of. Rutger Hauer in The Outsider. Alright, we are at the last tape in this bag, and it is, woo! I forgot about this one. It says on the side, Operation Nam, and I thought that it was gonna be like some History Channel stuff for like old guys. They like to watch the war documentaries. I thought it was something like that. Like you get the Time Life subscription to Vietnam, that kind of thing. But no, it's a movie. It's a dramatic film. And it says, no one will forget these heroes. Operation Nam.
4 men in a private army. Ready!
The back of the box says, Ethan Wayne, hard-hitting son of John Wayne, stars with Donald Pleasance in this explosive saga of the shame, the passion, the courage, and the violent savagery of Vietnam. America would rather forget the war. The men that gave their lives in that sweltering hellhole were lucky. Those that came back, the battle-hardened killers, are at best despised and at worst ignored. That is a powerful sentence. 4 of those embittered Vietnam vets, haunted by the war and tormented by rumors of American POWs left to be tortured, mutilated, and murdered in Vietnamese prison camps, decide to fight their way back to Vietnam. Once there, they come face to face with a truth more grotesque than anything they've ever faced in battle. Total abandonment and denial by the country that they fought and died for. Holy fuck. This sounds intense. Sounds like a lot of, First Blood Part 2 missing in action, that kind of style of movie. Man, I'd be interested to watch this. It sounds, like I said, intense. Operation Nam.
They are Cobra Mission. Cobra Mission. The war is over, but the fight will continue.
Next bag. First up, we have Worth Winning.
What do these 3 women have in common? Meet Taylor Worth.
No woman is ever going to reject Taylor. I bet I could find her. I bet you couldn't.
I grabbed this one because it looks like a screwball comedy, like 80s workplace comedy or something. Romantic comedy. An engaging comedy about a bachelor and 3 near misses. MRS period.
I have 3 months to get engaged to 3 women, and I pick the women. I'm gonna teach this guy a lesson.
He's handsome, irresistible, and engaged to 3 women. Oh, Mark Harmon, you scoundrel. Mark Harmon plays the odds in a romantic comedy. Mark Harmon stars in this lighthearted comedy about a consummate bachelor trying to win a bet for handsome TV weatherman Taylor Worth. Taylor Worth, played by Mark Harmon. Life is an endless succession of whirlwind affairs, none of which last longer than 2 months. Deciding disappointment will help Taylor grow as a person. His best friend, Ned, presents him with an impossible challenge by wagering that Taylor can't get engaged to 3 women, picked by Ned, within 3 months. The first candidate is a stunning receptionist for the Philadelphia Eagles who is often in the company of huge, overly protective football players. It's a challenge. The second, played by Madeline Stowe, who I fucking love, is a sophisticated concert pianist who dislikes Taylor on sight. The third, Leslie Ann Warren, she played Miss Scarlet in Clue and Cinderella and many, many other parts, is married. He's got to get a married chick to say yes to a wedding proposal. This movie's crazy!
I'm 15 minutes late for a date with somebody and I don't even know who.
Sex.
Oh.
To make things interesting, Ned bets an original Picasso. Jesus, Ned's got money. An original Picasso against Taylor's sumptuous fishing cabin. How can a fishing cabin be sumptuous? It almost fell.
That's my Taylor. That's my Taylor. Take me, Taylor. It's her Taylor.
But soon there's a lot more at stake than anyone has anticipated as Taylor learns there's a lot more to life. There's a lot more to life than winning bets and winning women. He's gonna fall madly in love with one of them, but they're all gonna be madly in love with him. And that's where the hijinks ensue. This came out in 1990. I would have thought like 87 or 88. Worth winning.
Worth winning.
Where you going, Taylor?
Good things come in threes. Wives aren't one of them.
Hi, Taylor.
What the fuck am I gonna pull out next? It's the land that time forgot.
This was the day the 20th century met the primeval world face to face. American International presents The Land That Time Forgot.
I love a good dinosaur movie. I was a huge dinosaur nerd growing up. I think I've mentioned that a couple times. Edgar Rice Burroughs' fascinating vision of a world outside of time. That's just a great cover. Video Treasures cover. It's great. And it's starring Doug McClure. Based on the fabulous novel by writer Edgar Rice Burroughs, The Land That Time Forgot is a thrilling action-adventure tale of a land long forgotten beyond an uncharted sea. Doug McClure portrays Bowen, a young American who is shipwrecked and forced to board a German U-boat. On board, Bowen and his companion, Lisa, become caught in a struggle for control with the German commander. Once they establish a truce, though, it's too late. The U-boat and all its occupants have already entered the tunnel that leads to Caprona Island, the land that time forgot.
Discover an awesome prehistoric world.
There, on mysterious Caprona, every age of Earth's remote past exists outside of time. It is a land of dinosaurs and primitive man, where danger lurks at every turn. It is a land from which there is no turning back. Their struggle to find fuel for their boat and their confrontations with the beasts and men of Caprona are fraught with danger and high excitement. Who will make it to freedom, and who will be forever a prisoner in the land that time forgot?
It's action, danger, and adventure on an epic scale.
1974. The Land That Time Forgot. That's kind of the Midwest. Or at least that's how it was before the internet.
You will never forget Edgar Rice Burroughs' The Land That Time Forgot.
Next one, I didn't know what it was as it was sitting on the shelf, so I'm like, what's that? I better pick it up. And I pull the sleeve off, and it is Foster Brooks' Private Party. You see that little cartoon of him? And if you don't know who Foster Brooks is, if you've ever seen any of the old Dean Martin roasts, or if you've just seen the fucking infomercial about getting all the Dean Martin roasts in one collection.
This tape features over 50 stars and over 100 minutes of the funniest, most outrageous laughs ever seen on television.
How sweet it is.
Then you've seen Foster Brooks. He's the guy that always does the really good impression of someone who is just pitifully drunk, just completely fucking sloshed. And he does it really well. That's Foster Brooks.
However, Mr. Reckles, you and I do have an indirect relationship. You see, I'm fooling around with your wife.
And evidently, this is a tape of his private party. So, I'll find out what that's about.
You ever have orange tang? That's nice. Well, I liked it very much, but I decided to make my own. I made it out of prunes. And orange tang, it's wonderful, but I think a little prune tang goes a long way once in a while.
There's nothing to read anywhere. It says on the bottom, copyright 1992, Ben John Productions, P.O. Box 7329, Louisville, Kentucky 40257. All rights reserved.
I don't know what happened with my marriage, but something happened to it, and Terry decided that we should be sleeping in separate bedrooms. And yeah, you come over tonight and I'll show you why.
Foster Brooks' private party.
Always leave you on a high note.
Last tape in this bag, and it is... Oh. This one, I grabbed it because I recognized the name, and this is a VHS I've wanted in my collection for a while, and I was like, yay, I found it. It's Burt Reynolds in Sharkys Machine.
If you don't get out now, I'm gonna have to call the police.
I am the police. Sharky.
Isn't that a fucking great cover? Look at that. Hand drawn. Ugh, it's so fucking cool.
You're a strange guy, Sharky.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
Burt is Sharky. Nobody leans on Sharkys Machine. What does that mean? Burt is Sharky ... Nobody leans on Sharkys Machine. I have not seen this movie in probably more than 20 years, so I don't remember a lot about it. But I remember Burt Reynolds. And I remember this cover. It also has Charles Durning and Bernie Casey in it. That's cool. Oh, and it's directed by Burt Reynolds. Back of the box says, some cops are good at opening a case. Sharky knows how to finish one. Burt Reynolds' longtime pal couldn't make up his mind. Should he venture into comedy? Seeking another opinion, Clint Eastwood sent the script for Every Which Way But Loose to Reynolds, who, for nearly a decade, had worked in nothing but comedies. Clint joked, this is a quote, Clint joked Reynolds, you're getting into my territory, and if it's a success, I'm gonna go out and make Dirty Harry Goes to Atlanta. When the Georgia-born actor began Sharkys Machine, Eastwood sent a telegram saying, you really weren't kidding, were you? So I guess that's a good way to describe this film, is Dirty Harry Goes to Atlanta. In Sharkys Machine, Reynolds proves he knew how to work those celluloid mean streets, starring in and directing a film that is an unexpectedly accomplished cop thriller. A tough, loud, bloody movie, and an enveloping one, too. He plays Tom Sharkey, an Atlanta cop whose gung-ho explosiveness on a narcotics case gets him demoted to the Vice Squad cesspool. There he can routinely bust pimps and whores, or turn his colorful crew into a machine geared for bigger prey. Oh, so they're gonna bring it all down.
They were just street cops until they teamed up with Sharky and became Sharkys Machine.
Portraying vital cogs in Sharkys Machine are Brian Keith, Charles Durning, Bernie Casey, Richard Libertini, and John Fiedler. And lovely Rachel Ward is the $1,000 a night call girl. Ooh, girl. $1,000 a night. That's pretty big for back in 81.
$1,000 a night. Is that right? Is that what they get? I want to watch it. Found the clock. Who? Domino with an E.
Rachel Ward is the $1,000 a night call girl who sets Sharkys' personal and professional lives spinning. It's easy to get attached to the likable characters played by these top-notch pros, but be advised, in the bullet-for-bullet world of Sharkys Machine, newly issued in hi-fi stereo, by the way, newly issued, even the good die fast.
You should have just brought the girl in.
Sharkys Machine.
Nobody leans on Sharkys Machine.
Last bag. We're almost done, I promise. First tape is gonna be this one. It is, oh, Pitch Black. Special edition. I picked this up because I fucking wanted it. It's in pretty good shape, except for this bullshit here. Don't do this. Except for that, I fucking love Pitch Black. I went and saw this I saw this in the theater more than once. I think 3 times, if I remember correctly. This movie is awesome. If you have not seen Pitch Black, like the debut, Vin Diesel on the scene. Pitch Black. It's really good. Oh, and according to Northwest Cable News, it's hip, sexy, and scary as hell. Nightmarish, says the New York Times. But yeah, this is the Universal Special Edition, and this cover is so cool. It's a David Twohy film. It's got Vin Diesel, Radha Mitchell, Cole Hauser, and Keith David. The back of the box says, it's evil versus evil in an electrifying showdown that USA Today calls the best excuse to root for the bad guy since Arnold in the original Terminator. The daylight can burn you, but the darkness will kill you. From the mind of the writer of The Fugitive comes the pulse-pounding sci-fi thriller Pitch Black. Experience the psychological terror when a group of marooned passengers... Passengers? My voice is changing. When a group of marooned passengers must face a pack of terrifying creatures whose only weakness is the light. With little power and dwindling numbers, the doomed passengers turn to a vicious convict, Vin Diesel, with an appetite for destruction and eerie eyes that can guide them through the dark.
All you people are so scared of me.
No, when this fucking movie came out, it was the coolest shit. Still is, 1999.
People, just a suggestion. Perhaps you should flee!
And if you haven't seen this in a while, go back and revisit it. It still holds up, in my opinion. Shit. Unless I drop it.
You're not afraid of the dark, are you?
And our next tape is... Oh yeah, I forgot I found this. This one's interesting. In fact, it's an inspiration for both body and soul. It's gospel aerobics. I had to.
That's it. March it back. Oh, yeah. Open it up. Arms and ribs.
Yeah, you've got the people working out, and we've got a choir. So that's cool. Gospel aerobics.
Here we go with the amen to the side. Woo!
This came out in 1999. It's a Good Times home video release. You can put it all together for the first time with this inspirational video for both body and soul. As national aerobic champion Michelle LeMay teams up with award-winning artist Kurt Carr and the Kurt Carr Singers. This uplifting tape gives you a great low-impact 45-minute cardio workout as you move and groove to such gospel favorites as Kumbaya, This Little Light of Mine, Amen, and Whole World in His Hands. With their enthusiasm and energy, Michelle LeMay and the Kurt Carr Singers will have you raising your hands and voice to the Lord even while you dance your way to better health, fitness, and weight loss.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Let it shine. Remember, the more you move it, the more you lose it. Remember, the more you move it, the more you lose it. So stretch and shake it out as Do You Know Him gets your body moving and blood flowing. Then enjoy and relax, cool down with Amazing Grace. No, I grabbed it just because it's fucking weird.
Letting these beautiful voices relax your body. And take it back.
Gospel aerobics.
Great job.
Next tape is... we've got a family film. Jill Eikenberry and Graham Greene in Rugged Gold.
This is it. We're here.
This?
Home sweet home. You're gonna love it, honey.
Graham Greene makes anything better.
He's dirty.
Oh, yeah? At least I ain't walking around with a pile of dead rats on my head.
It's a Davy Crockett hat. Don't you know anything?
I know you're fixing for a clout upside the head if you don't show me some respect, boy.
Love him.
Never seen anybody ask so many questions in my life. Talk, talk, talk. Jabber, jabber, jabber.
This is another Good Times home video release. And it has the family seal of quality. I don't know if you can see that. That's the family seal of quality. Right there. Timid widow Martha Martin didn't know quite what to expect when she moved with her new husband Don and her son Lloyd to the remote Alaskan wilderness in 1954. I don't think she moved. I think she got drug. But nothing could prepare her for this unforgiving, unpredictable land filled with dangerous grizzlies, earthquakes, and brutal winters. Don's brusque prospecting partner, Samuel, played by Graham Greene, claims it's a place for hunting gold, not for raising a family. And Martha doubts that she can rebuild her life in such a harsh, unrefined land. But when Don and Lloyd disappear in an accident, a pregnant and injured Martha is forced to find new strength to face seemingly insurmountable challenges. Including delivering her own baby alone in the fucking wilderness. Jill Eikenberry going through it. She's wounded and giving birth alone in Alaska in 1954. If she is to survive and be reunited with her family, based on a true story, this is the female Revenant. Based on a true story, this compelling film is the inspiring drama of one woman's incredible courage and of a family's undying love and unity. Rugged Gold. You go, Jill Eikenberry.
The gold was lost forever, but somehow it didn't matter anymore. We had found something far more precious. The courage to be a family. The courage to love each other with all our hearts.
Next up, oh shit. I found a sealed copy of something that I have never seen before. I've never seen this type of video before in the wild. It's got a lot of interesting things going on with this VHS that I picked up off the shelf. Well, why don't I just tell you what it is? I can hear you quivering with anticipation. The next VHS is the unofficial Dan Quayle video. Sealed, bitches.
5'10", hair like 10, looks like TV weatherman. Yes, Danny Quayle is my Ken doll.
What? No, I don't give a fuck about Dan Quayle. This tape, though, is so interesting. One, it's fucking sealed. This came out in 1992. 1992. Okay. Sealed. It was sold at Shopko. We've got a Shopko sticker, people, for $2.99 in the promotional generic bin at Shopko. They were trying to fucking sell the unofficial Dan Quayle video.
I knew Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine. Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy.
Ouch! I don't care who you are, that's gotta hurt.
And the best thing is they've got a bunch of quotes, pull quotes on the box. Like, you see them, they're all over here, and even on the front. But they're just quotes from Dan Quayle. Like, this one on the back says, "There's nothing that a good defense cannot beat a better offense. In other words, a good offense wins." Or another, this is probably my favorite. This is probably my favorite Dan Quayle quote. I don't even know that many, but this is my favorite. "I stand by all my misstatements." And you should.
I stand by all my misstatements.
But yeah, all those are attributed to J. Danforth Quayle. And it's hosted by Will Durst, who is a political satirist.
Quayle time. Hey, he may be a lightweight, but there's no doubting his heritage. Dan Quayle, American.
Stand by your Dan.
And evidently it includes Murphy Brown remarks. I was kind of young when all this happened. I was still kind of young when all this happened, so I might have to see if I can find some footage about what the fuck Dan Quayle said about Candace Bergen. If I do, I'll put it in right here.
According to Dan, America's favorite fictional television anchor, Murphy Brown, represented what is to blame for the newest chapter in the decline of the Western civilization, or at least South Central LA.
It doesn't help matters when primetime TV has Murphy Brown, a character who supposedly epitomizes today's intelligent, highly paid professional woman, mocking the importance of fathers by bearing a child alone and calling it just another lifestyle choice.
Well, the back of the box says, "The unofficial Dan Quayle video is a humorous collection of Quayle's speeches, press conferences, and interviews given during his term as vice president. See Dan Quayle on the golf course. How does he compare to other famous VPs such as Ford and Agnew? Watch him squirm as he is interviewed by grade school children. See him in action at a ceremony at NASA. Examine his technique in throwing out his garbage." Interested to know what the fuck that means? "The unofficial Dan Quayle video will be hilarious to Democrats and Republicans alike." You see, guys? This is our answer right here. The fucking unofficial Dan Quayle video will finally bring us all together.
I don't think I could shoot a deer. Quayle, that's something else again.
So on that note, this has been VHS Haul. Well, thank you all for joining me for this edition of VHS Haul. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to try to get back to doing regular videos. I've got a lot of stuff that's already shot, just waiting to be edited and uploaded, so please stay tuned for that. I've got some great guests coming up. First-time guests, familiar faces, I got it all coming up on the channel. Don't forget to like it. I can't talk. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So until next time, this is Lindsay signing off. I'll check you later.
Always leave you on a high note.
stand by your Dan. I'll work him till he's dizzy, just like I keep kids busy within my plan. My handyman, while overseas I'm going, that White House lawn needs mowing down.